Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer, a screamer.
What is going on, entertainers? So today we're going to be talking about Bobby's I Love You, Purr, season 1, episode 2, you guys. So it starts off with where it left off with the whole fighting situation, and we see Rolling Ray. He smells fish, okay? So he was just like, ew, it smell like fish, like Bobby, it smell like fish. You smell it? It smell like fish. It smell like sewer. It smell like sewer. So he ends up leaving, and Dimitri, y'all, he is so funny. He was like, "That's that unwashed foreskin. That unwashed foreskin. That's what you smell. That unwashed foreskin." I'm like, one thing about him, he always gonna have a line. Okay, it sounds like he's reading from a script. Like it really sounds like he's reading from a script, and it's like it bothers me. So, they get in the house, and Bobby he assigns the rooms. So Jameson, you already know he lost his voice because all that yelling he been doing. So he's like, "Yeah, Bobby, like what room you want me to go in?" So then Bobby's like, "What's wrong with your voice? Why you sound hoarse? I don't date horses." So he's like, I've been yelling all day and everything like that. Like that's what's wrong with my voice. And then he was like, "Oh, you better get it together." So he starts assigning the rooms or whatever. Puts Jameson in a room with Mikey. Puts Cash in the room with Crush. He puts Rel and Dreads because I'll be forgetting his name. I think his name's like Blistex or something. I'm calling him Dreads. He puts Rel and Dreads in one room. And apparently, Dreads slept with Rel's ex. And I'm like, of course he did. Y'all OnlyFans people be collabing, so I'm not even surprised. He said it like it was like a shock. Like we're supposed to be like, oh. I'm like, okay. I don't get it. So then once it comes to Dimitri, Bobby's like, step up. Come up, Dimitri. Dimitri's like, hey, my love. How are you doing? How you feeling? You feeling good, my love? I want to rub lotion on it all in your body. Do you feel good? Yeah, hi, my love. Dimitri's so annoying. Sorry. It's so hard to take him serious because he sounds scripted. I'm like, bro, this man practiced all of this stuff. Like, he really did. And then he puts Gandhi and Dimitri in one room. So then Dimitri literally snitches on himself, in my opinion. And he's just like, he's so fat. He's so fat. Yeah, he's really fat. And I'm like, he's fit all right. Let me tell you something. I feel like Gandhi and Dimitri, when all the cameras are down, Gandhi is beating Dimitri's big white Debbie cakes in. Okay, that's what I think is happening. Okay, I'm like, you slutty bottom. Like, so then they get in their rooms, they start talking. I'm only gonna talk about the most memorable pairings, right? And like I said, Rel and Drez, you could tell this kind of tension between them. You can tell next episode they're about to be brawling. Shout out to Zeus because they got the wheelchair boy Tony. They got him an aid basically to help him, so that way he'll be able to be more comfortable inside of the house, which I think was smart and responsible of them, right? So they get in their rooms and stuff like that, and Bobby talks to Andre. So he's just like, "So you think you're gonna come in here and just sleep in any of my rooms? All the rooms were all pre-assigned, so you're gonna have to sleep on the couch, okay? You're gonna sleep on the couch. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna sleep on the couch." So Andre's just like, "I'm gonna sleep on the couch, bro. Like that's crazy. I don't care what none of y'all say." Andre gives. He gives. He gives. He gives. He gives. He gives. It is what it is, right? So then he sleeps on the couch or whatever because Bobby, which is smart, he doesn't want the other boys and stuff for them to think that he has an upper advantage and an upper hand because he is Bobby's ex, which I was like, that's smart of Bobby. Like, that's smart of him to think about that. So then pan to Gandhi and the big boy. So they're all talking. I forgot the big boy name, y'all. So sorry that I'm giving them nicknames, but until Bobby gives them nicknames, I'm gonna nickname them myself. So Dimitri was talking to them, and they're just like, "Damn, Dimitri, like you're really like tough, like you really stand up for yourself." And he goes with another scripted like, "I'm a crazy pretty boy, I gotta stand up for myself, I can't let them scratch up my face." I'm like, bro, like I can't. So then he was just like, "I'm from the Upper East Side. Anybody could get these hands." He says he works in fashion and he starts ripping on the big boy. So the big boy was like, oh, it wasn't giving fashion. It wasn't giving fashion. So then he's just like, oh, well, I don't think you're giving fashion really much. It's giving hot topics, which he got him with that because the big boy looked like he was wearing a hot topic outfit, like the jeans and the shirt with the emoji sign on it. I was like, yes, it is. It's giving very much hot topics. Okay. So Demetrius popping his edge, talking about, he's not scared of nobody. At the end of the day, he beat Cash up, he beat up Crush up, and I'm like,
He
this.
knocked the daylights out of him. The daylight savings.
Like you got the daylight savings knocked out of you. So like don't try to act like you so big bad and bulky. And like I said, I feel like Gandhi likes Dimitri because he puts his feet on Dimitri's lap. You feel me? All luscious like and comfortable like. So I'm like, I sense something. I sense it. I do. So then after that happens, we see Gandhi no, we see Bobby, Rolling Ray uh outside, and they're talking about like the naming ceremony. They start talking about Andre. So then he brings up Jeffree Star, right? Bobby brings up Jeffree Star, and Rolling Ray's just like, ooh, Jeffree Star, you talking about Miss Star, you talking about Miss Messy Star, like the drama Star. Ew, he messy, right? So then they start talking about the naming ceremony, which I'm like, I feel like this show doesn't need a naming ceremony. They should try to not make their show so much like One More Chance or stuff like that because it kind of looks repetitive. Like if they just leave their names how it is, because we already got familiar with most of their names, or at least some of y'all did. I didn't really get to it that much because I don't have time to be remember all that stuff. But I feel like they don't need one. So then Gandhi, Dreads, and a couple of other guys are talking like outside, right? So the next thing you know, they're just talking about the whole situation, being in the house, blah blah blah, how Andre's sleeping on the couch, and then Dimitri comes back out. So he comes out, he's just like, "Hey boys, what are we talking about tonight? We're talking about Bobby, my love of my life." So then he was just like, "So, like, I don't have a bruise, but girls wear makeup, guys wear their bruises." Like, him with these scripted lines, I'm gonna have to they're gonna have to give him an Emmy nomination for this series because he's coming with the lines, he's coming with the punchlines, okay? But somebody at the end of this episode gave him a run for their money. So then Dimitri was claiming how he runs LA and Miami, all this stuff, and Andre was just like, not Andre, but some of them were like, "How are you so adamant that that's your man?" He was just like, "Yeah, that's the love of my life. Like that's my soulmate. So like you boys are just gonna have to sit down and just worry about it later." Okay, so he's really on that type of time, right? After that happens, he was claiming that he runs Miami and LA because they're like, okay, since you say you know everybody in LA, like what's in LA? Like what's in Miami? Since you claim you run Miami, what's in Miami? Like what's to do in Miami? So he's just like, all the boys know me in Miami and LA. Like all the girls and boys know me. Like I run LA and I run Miami. I said, okay, Natalie. Okay, Natalie. Like we have another Natalie Nunn. To be honest, I'm glad they casted him because he is comedic freaking gold. He really is. Like he came out there like this.
I just want to say that I feel fabulous. I look fabulous.
Like he really did. Like it was like it was having me cracking up. So Cash, Crush, Rel, and Andre, and a couple of the other boys are outside talking, and lo and behold, they're just talking about being in the house, and Andre was like, "Oh, you guys are guests." At the end of the day, like I'm gonna have Bobby's heart, blase blase. Jameson comes outside. Oh my god, Bobby! Jameson comes outside, so he's just like, "Hey, like I'm coming outside for that big giraffe looking nigga. Like, yeah, like you know how he looks like a Dalmatian." So he starts making fun of Andre's pigmentation. I said the internet gonna eat you up because they don't like people making fun of stuff like that. He starts making fun of Andre's pigmentation. He's just like, he looks like a Dalmatian, bro. It's giving, it's giving like a dog spot, okay, on his left eye. The fault, like, yeah. So they start trying to expose Crush Poppy. So apparently he was looking for weed on Jack. And I'm like, you guys really do that? Like, you really trust random people that might, give you drugs that you're going to inhale in your body on an app, and you don't really know them like that? I'm not trying to judge, but I'm just saying, especially in a city that you're not even familiar with. It's one thing to do that in your city, But in a city you're not familiar with, you're gonna be doing that on that app. Okay, I'm gonna let you keep living it up, not paying your taxes. Like, okay. So then after that happens, Jameson starts getting mad. He was just like, yeah, like you were on Jack, bro, looking for bro, you looking for bro, like you was on Jack. So you're not here for Bobby. Get out of here, bro. You're not here for Bobby. You're not here for Bobby. You was on Jack, bro. You're on Jack. You're the biggest bottom I ever met. You're the slutty bottom. You're a big bottom. So he just starts cussing out Crush. I said, oh my God. So then Ralph pulls out his phone, right? Pulls out his phone, right? And then he pulls it out with, okay, yeah, he pulls it out and shows him on Jacked and stuff like that. And then Mikey made a good point in the confessionals. How are you going to expose somebody for being on that app while you're on the app looking at him? So that means both of you guys are on the app. So I'm like, see, he made a good point with that. And they're not really here for Bobby because they started reading Crush's profile. He was like, he's into mass dudes and blah blah blah. And I'm like, and you're here for Bobby, the most feminine boy George nigga on the earth in Miami, like really? But you're here for Bobby? Half of these dudes are here for clout, here for the fame. They're not here for Bobby. It's just, it is what it is. So they start arguing with Cash. They start arguing with Cash, right? So the next thing you know, Jameson grabs Cash and baptizes him in the pool. I'm talking about straight baptize him, like grabs him up, straight, boosh, baptize him in the pool. He's like, you're not here for Bobby. Like, come here. He grabbed him, he dropped Cash in the pool, and then Cash tries to play it off, right? And he tries to make it seem as if he wasn't like phased by it. So he's like, yeah, that's right. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that's what we talking about. Yeah. Bobby, I love Purr. I'm like, I know you're embarrassed. It's okay. Dry off. It's okay. So they start body shaming him before they even put him in the pool. Because James is just like, you're a big bottom. Like, oh my God, you're a big bottom. I'm like, half of you guys in there are big bottom. So stop it, okay? All right? Like, you guys are going to stop the cap. The cap is still on all of you guys' head. It just doesn't make any sense.
The cap for me.
Yeah, the cap is on your hair, on the top of your head.
The cap is
the
on
wig
your
is the
hair.
cap.
Like, seriously. Like, the cap is really on their heads. So then after they dry off water, they get off the pool, Jameson starts being Dr. Seuss, okay? So he's like, Red Rover, come over. Red Rover, eat the gova. Red Rover, eat Lova. Red Rover, not here for Bobby. Red Rover, not here for Zeus. Red Rover, not here for Johnson Hernandez. Red Rover, come over. He starts being Dr. Seuss, okay? Starts doing the tongue twisters, okay? He's giving Dimitri a run for his money with the lines, with the scripted lines and everything like that. I'm just like, what is going on? It doesn't make sense to me. So then meanwhile, we see Tony and Dreads, and Tony, he seems really drunk. He's just going off. He's just like, not gonna lie, like y'all boys don't take me serious. Just because I'm in this wheelchair, y'all don't take me serious. Like at the end of the day, y'all have more an advantage than me because I can't even go up these stairs and say good night to Bobby. Look at me. He just he rolled by the stairs. He's like, I can't even go up the stairs and say bye to Bobby. I'm like, wait a minute. You know what you were getting yourself into by being on this show. And it would have been even worse had you been on Bad Boys, because they really wouldn't have been able to really fight you because you're in a wheelchair. You get what I'm saying? And that would have been like hazardous. So I don't get that he's like surprised and he's like, oh, you guys have an upper advantage and all this stuff, because you know what you're getting yourself into at the end of the day. So it's like, I don't get what he was saying, how people weren't taking him serious. Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. He seemed really drunk. It seemed like Drez was just pouring that Henny bottle down his throat, so he wasn't really knowing what he was doing, right? So Jameson ends up fighting Andre. So they're outside. He's just like, yeah, what you mean? You look like a Dalmatian dog. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we're not even friends like that, bro. Like, I don't know you. What are you talking about? Yeah, what you mean? So then Andre's just like, man, you get out my face, push me again. So they start fighting. He slams Jameson in the pool. I said, yes, Poppy Crush got his comeback back because now he's in the pool. You feel me? He's in the pool, like Poppy Crush was in the pool. So I'm like, thank God, thank God, thank God. He got his get back for that. So they in the pool or whatever, and then the episode ends where Tony and Dimitri start going at it, because Tony's just like, I'm not gonna lie, Dimitri, you talking all that crap about you pop your mouth to everybody, but if you disrespect me, I'm gonna slap the out of you. So they start throwing things at each other, and y'all know Dimitri, I'm a pretty boy, but I'm gonna throw hands. He starts throwing things, so he starts throwing items, starts throwing them. He starts throwing them, chugging them at him, and the episode ends there. Y'all, this series is hilarious. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody says. It's funny. All of them have different characteristics that make them unique. And it's just unique. It's hilarious. Okay. Let me know what you guys think, entertainers. Whose side are you guys on? Are you guys on Dimitri's side or the rest of the house? We are going to be doing the after show soon. I made an announcement to it. It's going to be today. So make sure you guys check out that announcement. And entertainers, we are out, babies.
No personal thing.